Trojan Sports Now.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm Danielle Percival, back from spring break and glad you're joining us. Stick around as we bring you the latest news and scores from Troy Sports. First up, let's talk a little baseball. And they're the team that started what was a slew of in-state action for all the Trojans over the past week. For the baseball team, they hit the road to Mobile this past weekend to take on South Alabama in the opening series of conference play. And Friday night saw the end of an era, or at least the end of a .98 ERA for the All-American Tyler Ray. Ray suffered his first loss in nearly 2 calendar years and ended his win streak at 14. The Trojans lost their conference opener to South Alabama Friday night 7-2. The Jags managed 5 two-out runs in the game, which proved to be the margin of victory. But Troy bounced back Saturday with a 10-6 victory. The Trojans had a 6-0 lead in the top of the third, but it was 8-5 after 4 complete innings. The Trojans batted in a couple more runs to seal the deal. Nate Hill got the win after pitching 5 1/3 innings out of the bullpen, and Boone Shear added 4 RBI to his team-leading 27 on the season. But on Sunday, the outcome wasn't as bright for the Trojans. It only took 7 innings for the Jags to knock in 16 runs, whereas the Trojans only managed 4. The game went final after 7 innings due to the Sunday 10-run rule. Here's head coach Bobby Pierce with his thoughts on Ray's win streak.
Tyler went 20 starts without a loss, and I don't know that anybody could ever say that. I don't know that that's happened before. It probably has, but it was so long ago we had to look up when his last loss was, and back in 2010 he lost a game in the conference tournament. So remarkable run for him, and like I said, hate to see it end.
After dropping 4 of their last 5 games, the Trojans returned home looking for success against another in-state foe, the Alabama Crimson Tide. And it seems like the Trojans had decided after giving up 24 runs to South Alabama over the weekend, they weren't giving up any more in-state runs. And for anyone who thought that they knew what RTR stood for, Taylor Burke shows us Tuesday night it was Roll Trojans Roll.
In front of a Riddle-Pace Field record 2,900 fans, the Troy Trojans and the Alabama Crimson Tide duked it out for the first time in Troy since 2009. The Trojans scored 4 runs in the 4th inning, followed up by a Danny Collins 2-run home run in the 5th to help Troy shut out the Tide 9-0.
We competed from pitch 1 to the last out, which was nice. That's what we've been harping on ever since we lost on Sunday and lost the series this weekend. So it was nice to get a full game out of the team today.
We just needed a big win off a tough series last weekend, and we played great. I couldn't ask for a better performance from everybody. It was awesome.
Making his first career start, Trojan pitcher Ryan Brady shut down Alabama, working through the first 4 2/3 innings, giving up just 3 hits and striking out 3.
That's what I wanted to do, is just kind of set a tone, compete as hard as I can and control what I could control. But all-around team effort was fantastic. Everybody from defense to hitting to pitching, it was awesome.
Can't say nothing more about Brady. He struggled in the fall and then comes out and has a couple good outings this spring, and then comes out and just throws a great game today.
He got the game off the right way. He continued to pitch well. He really didn't have too much problem in the game, and whenever you shut out a team like Alabama, you got to be proud for your pitching staff when they do that.
Tuesday's 9-0 win over the Crimson Tide marks the first time since 2007 that Alabama has been shut out in a non-conference game.
That says it all. 2007, that covers a lot of baseball games. So for them for us to be able to shut them out is quite an accomplishment.
Ain't nothing better than a shutout, and especially 9-0. It don't matter how bad you beat them. If you can put a shutout on a team like that, it's special.
Taylor Burke, Trojan Sports Now.
And the softball team got a little taste of an Iron Bowl team this week as well. The nationally ranked Auburn softball team visited the Trojan softball complex Wednesday night and returned to the Plains a little worse for the wear. The Trojans pounded out 13 hits en route to a 7-1 victory against the 21st ranked Tigers. The 13 hits were the most Auburn has surrendered all season. Ashley Rainey threw her 7th complete game of the season as she shut down the Auburn offense, allowing just 4 hits and a run over the 7-inning effort. Nikki Hollett led the Trojans with 3 RBI while going 2 for 3 at the plate. Michelle Hewitt, Rainey, and Sarah Harris all had 2 hits as well.
We really feel good about our kids and their ability to swing the bat. We had a good approach for them this week, a good approach to face the pitchers we knew would be coming from Auburn, and a good approach that will help us be better facing Lafayette and the rest of the quality teams in the Sun Belt play. So they worked really hard, believed in the plan, and then they approached the game the way we wanted them to.
And while Peyton Manning worked out for the Broncos and Titans over the weekend, some Trojan football players got their chance to work out for NFL scouts before spring break. Again, but they were looking to get a shot at wearing an NFL jersey by impressing scouts at Pro Day. There were some impressive numbers recorded on the day, including Brandon Boudreaux bench pressing 225 39 times, and as head coach Larry Blakeney says, even misty skies couldn't slow down these athletes.
Looks like there's some guys running pretty good, and I just heard my squad ran 4.6, and we had a 4.19 recorded a while ago by Rookway, and Jamie Hampton said he ran in the 4.5, so it's a fast day.
For two former Trojans participating in Pro Day, this wasn't their only time working out for NFL scouts recently.
It's fun for these guys, and of course there's some of them that are really vying for draft status, and certainly our guy James Brown and Jonathan Masquad.
I went up to the combine last week, and I competed very well with all the other prospects around the country, and coming out here today with a little bit more motivation to boost my draft stock.
The NFL Combine was in Indianapolis in February, and while there may have been a larger turnout, nothing beats having a home field advantage.
You know, only thing different about Pro Day is it's a little more laid back because there's not as many people here. But at the same time, you got scouts here and you want to make an impression.
Going to the combine, you see all your, the guys in your position, the guys you're competing with for that draft spot. The drilling is rushing, so it's definitely a lot more pressure. And coming here, just holding that pressure and knowing how to deal with it at the combine, at the big show, and coming here back to Troy, this is my comfort zone. I put in my work here, and I feel comfortable here, and I was able to do well.
And the football team has 3 in the books, spring practices, that is. The team began their 13 practice schedule Sunday afternoon at Veterans Memorial Stadium and hit the field again Tuesday afternoon. Thursday, the shoulder pads were brought out for the first time this spring as they had their first full pad workout. All practices are free and open to the public, and the annual T-Day game is just a week and a half away. That scrimmage is scheduled for Saturday, March 31st at 2 o'clock and is also free. And after 10 seasons with the women's basketball team, Mike Murphy will not be returning next season with the Trojans. The decision came following a meeting between Murphy and athletic director Steve Dennis. Murphy's career record was 110 to 178 during his time with Troy. Assistant coaches Craig Kennedy and Jennifer Wasson will assume the day-to-day responsibilities while the coaching search takes place. Well, some of the few teams that weren't taking on in-state schools were the Troy men's golf teams. The men's golf team took part this past weekend in the Furman Intercollegiate Golf Tournament hosted by Furman University. The Trojans ended the first day atop the leaderboard before finishing the tournament with a combined score of 3 over par 75, which tied them for 5th place with the University of Georgia and Charleston Southern. Troy was led by Tolver Dozier, who finished the tournament with a combined score of 214, which was good enough for 15th place. Troy finished the tournament with a combined 3-day score of 867. And for the women's golf team, they were also in action this past weekend at the Lady Jaguar Invitational in Augusta, Georgia. Augusta State played host to the event, which the Trojans finished in 10th place. The Trojans shot a 3-round score of 927, just 1 shot behind the 9th place school, Lamar. The Trojan men's tennis team was in action on Friday in Boca Raton against Florida Atlantic and fell in a close match 4-3. Lots of Trojan teams are getting into Sunbelt action, and that includes the women's tennis team as well. They got into conference action after beating Georgia Southern on Thursday by defeating UALR at home on Sunday. The Trojans took the match 6-1 to even their record at 6-6. And on Wednesday, both teams were back in action at home, facing Jack State. See what I'm saying about in-state teams? The tennis team split the games against the Gamecocks as the women won 5-2, but the men lost another close one 4-3. The Troy women have now won 7 of their last 9 matches. The men fell behind by losing the doubles point, but fought back to take 3 singles matches to make it a close one. And a member of the Trojan track and field team has made his mark at the national level already this early in the season. After a first-place performance at the Louisiana Classic last weekend, Martins Pildovs is second in the nation in the javelin throw. Pildovs placed first in the men's javelin with a distance of 73.73 meters to move into second place in the 2012 NCAA Division I outdoor qualifier list. The throw also beat the school record that Pildovs previously held last year, and Pildovs was honored by the Sun Belt Conference, being named the Conference Men's Field Athlete of the Week. Trojan Lizzie Clough took home the award on the women's side. And still to come on Trojan Sports Now, we'll take a look at softball with their first conference series of the season at home, and baseball hitting the road to Arkansas. But first, we'll take a look back at an interview with the man in charge of athletics at Troy University. Stick around for more Trojan Sports Now.
Trojan Sports Now.